decided we'd walk on down. It was probably 600 yards or better, about 6 feet deep. So we'd walk up on the sides along the fence rows to try to get down. We could see vehicles coming up to that drift, coming in the other direction. So we thought we'd try to catch a ride with somebody, which we did. And we got a ride with a guy that had a pickup truck. So we climbed in the back and threw all our tools in there that we needed. And we headed out, and we got up to 229. And there we turned left on 229, headed toward Mount Vernon. So we headed out way, probably 4 or 5 miles out the road there. We was able to get to the point where people had called in and said they was out of power. So we was able to get that on fairly quick. We had a line down that served a couple customers there, and that's all it took for in that area. So we was able to get it back up, and we was able to. That guy was able to take us back down to 62. Then we ended up heading from there, and we went on back toward Martinsburg, and we was going to head up. We was going to head up toward Martinsburg from Sycamore Road, and we hit a couple lines that we had to put up, and we was able to get that. Then we went from there. Well, we was having trouble getting into Martinsburg. Big snow drift. It was just about a quarter mile out of Martinsburg toward Mount Vernon on 586. So anyway, by this time it was getting dark. We was going to call it a day. So we was able to make it back. We went back to where Steve McDonald had grew up there at a farm right on 586, right across from Owl Creek Church Road. And they welcomed us in, and we was able to spend the night there, stay nice and warm, and they fed us a good breakfast the next morning. So then we headed out, which would be on Friday, Friday, the next morning. So we headed toward Martinsburg, and we get a call from the company that they was able to locate 2 snowmobiles, and wanted to know if we wanted to have one. And we said, yeah, it would help a lot. So anyway, they were going to meet us at Martinsburg with it. Well, we was able to pick it up there at Martinsburg. We headed down toward Bladensburg. We had several lines down in there off the county roads, and the roads was terrible, so we was able to use the snowmobile. We had one where people had called in out of power and all. So anyway, we get on the snowmobile. We can't go no further because of the drifts and all. And we get to going down through there. I've got all kinds of tools hanging on me, and this long extendo stick that extends out to be able to work switches and stuff and put in fuses. And so anyway, it started. We had this tractor that had gone through there, probably feeding cattle or something, and it made huge ruts, but they wasn't wide enough for the snowmobile, and between the ruts it wasn't wide enough, and the sides wasn't much better. So we were just in and out trying to make it down through there, up and down over them ruts. And that long stick, all of a sudden it decides it's going to get longer. It starts extending out and just bang 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 getting longer. So anyway, we had to stop and gather that up, make sure we had all of our tools. We continued on, and we got down there, and we had to check out some line where the problem was, and there was no line down. Finally, we got somebody at a door to answer the door. Well, they said that the power was out just for a short time, but it come back on. But they never called back in to let us know that. Of course, back then we didn't have the phones we have today, and so it just made it difficult. We just had our two-way radios and handheld.
CB.
The
Walkie-talkies.
walkie-talkies, yeah, the handheld, but they only carry short